everybody, welcome back to Jimmy's Promo, and today I'm going to share with you guys the top 15 features that's brand new on Samsung One UI 5.0 with Android 13. Now for your convenience, because this one does have 15 different features, I have all of the timestamps below the video, which creates chapters. So if you take a look at along the bottom of today's video, you'll be able to see every single feature is placed inside of its own chapter. So this way, if there's already a feature you know, you'd be able to skip ahead. So the first feature that we'll talk about today is going to be dealing with the lock screen and how you're able to fully customize it from here. So without having to go inside of your phone, without having to go through all of those settings to try to figure out how you can change the lock screen settings, you can just simply press and hold on the lock screen. Then you want to just put in your PIN or credentials to get into your phone, and now you can fully customize it from the wallpapers. You can go inside of your gallery. You can even trim the video. You can add in contact information. You can change your little shortcuts that's on the bottom. So if there's one that you want to change out, you can. Also, if you tap on the date and time or your little notifications, you can fully customize it from here. So you can change, the font of the time and the date. You can also change just fully how it all looks. Also too, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. Really, you can just make it work for you. You can also go through, you can change the little colors on the bottom, but I put it as auto because, it's going to show the best thing. If it's daytime, nighttime, light, dark, whatever is showing up on the screen, it's going to give you the best outcome. Then if you tap on the little notifications, you can either have it show the details, which a lot of times, some people don't want the little notifications or text messages coming up of what they're saying. So the icons are usually the best way to go. And plus you can see a lot more in a smaller, area. Then you can go through, again, you can change your gallery and then also wallpapers. And here you can see I have a video, which is pretty cool. It plays the video, along through the whole lock screen time. And then when you're finished, you just hit on done. Now, the next one I want to talk about is the quick split, or a way that you can go inside of your split screen pretty quick, and also a couple different ways to get into multi-window. So this quick split, basically what it means is that you have different applications that's been opened up already. All you'd have to do is just press and hold, and now you can drop it anywhere you want to. It's pretty cool. So if you want it to float, you can have it float. If you want on the bottom, you just release it, and on the very top, it's going to show you your other recent applications, or you can open up something else really quick. So again, if you already have applications that's kind of already open, maybe you're already using YouTube, but then you get a notification. All you'd simply have to do is just bring this all the way down. You'd be able to grab this little one right here. You can bring it to the bottom, and then for that little notification that popped up, then you just open up your messages, and now you're able to still send messages and also watch your video at the same time. Now, along with that quick split, I do want to show you a couple other things that you are able to do. So through your settings, what you want to do is go inside of that advanced features, and inside of advanced features, this is where you go inside of labs. Now there's two other ways of getting this done as well. So that swipe for pop-up view. Now, if you don't already have that application that is just in your recents, maybe you're looking at the application itself, what you can do from here, if you want it to be a pop-up, is you just swipe down from the top. Now you just have it as that little pop-up view. You can move it around, make it bigger, make it smaller. You can either show the outline, not show the outline. So there's this little, bar on the top. You can either have it show or not show. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. You can expand it. You can minimize it. You can make it into split screen. So there's, quite a few ways that you're able to get this thing done. Now, the other one that we have here, other than that whole swipe for pop-up view, is going to be swipe for split screen. So swipe for split screen just means that, let's say again that you're inside of YouTube. Now, all you'd have to do is just swipe up with two fingers. Now, once you swipe up with two fingers, now it opened it up, and now you actually have another application that you can run again at the exact same time. So multiple ways of getting inside. I think the one that's pretty fun is this one right here. When you open up the recent apps, basically you just press and hold, and then you just pop it wherever you want it to go. It's pretty cool. Really nice feature. Feature number 3 is all about widgets, and this one over here is a brand new widget that you can find. It's called Smart Suggestions. Now, this is being based off of all of the applications that I use. So these are 8 of ones that I use pretty much all the time. So it knows that more than likely, if I was to take a look at this smart widget, one of these would be open. There is YouTube, email, you also have Instagram, messages, a game, Facebook, internet, as well as Twitter. Now, some of these at one point were sitting in my recent apps, and even though I cleared them out, and you can even see down here some of those suggested ones as well. This one's given me my YouTube music, which is pretty nice, but this Smart Suggestions is basically doing the exact same thing, but in widget form. Now let's talk about the stacked widgets. So stacked widgets is a way that you're able to have widgets on your home screen sitting in the exact same spot. So this way you are saving a little bit of space. So here we go. There's that option for Smart Suggestions on the very top. They're like, hey, we're brand new, select us. But here we go. Let's create a stacked widget. So I'm going to go inside of Digital Wellbeing Wellbeing. I'm going to go with this one here, which is screen time. This one is set up as a 4x1. Now all you have to do again is press and hold. You can move it around. You can change whatever display or home screen it's sitting on. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. Now from here, let's say that you press and hold, you go to create stack. This is where you can add in another one. So I'm going to put in this device care. We're going to add it on in. So this right here is going to be, amazing and perfect. Let's say that there's multiple widgets you like to use. Now you don't have to, waste space by having them set up everywhere. And again, if you're to change the size, one of the things I want to let you know is when you press and hold, you edit the stack. You can either delete them. You can also press and hold. You can rearrange them. But when you go in and you add in another one, they're only going to show you widgets that are the same size or can be adjusted as the same size as the one you're using. So the cool thing is that if you have it as 4x1, 5x1, 3x3, these will give you suggestions based on the size that you're using, and then it's going to put it in there for you. So I'm going to add in just an alarm. Let's say there's a particular alarm I like to have in there. So now I got that 3:07 alarm in there. So as I scroll on through, I can take a look at my time. I can also clear my RAM sitting right there. I can turn on or off my alarm sitting right there. Again, all just through these widgets that are stacked. So this way, again, you're saving space on your home screen, but again, putting all three of them on top of each other. And you can put in multiple. I don't know how many you can put in there, maybe like 7, 8, or 10, but more than likely you're only going to be using 1, 2, or 3. So again, just go through, stack them up, and save some space. Feature number 4 is one that has been updated and refined. So through here, if you open up your camera itself, you'll see this little T on the bottom inside that yellow box. If you hit on that little T, you're able to extract the text from this picture here, again, directly from the camera. So you can scan with it if you want to, but we're going to talk about the extract text. You can just hit on brain, or you can hit on strain, or you can go down here. You're able to highlight whatever you would like to highlight, through the camera itself. Or if you wanted to, you'd be able to get this thing done through whatever picture you have in your gallery. So there was one that I took a long time ago. Maybe I wanted to pull something off of the back of a appliance. If you scroll all the way in or zoom all the way in, you can see a email and phone number, things like that. There is that little T on the bottom, and through here I'd be able to tap this. I'd be able to call them directly. If I tap this, I'd be able to email them directly, or you can just tap pretty much anywhere else you want to. You can copy, you can select, send it through a text message, go through an email. Maybe you're already in an email with them and they wanted the SKU, or maybe the BN. You're able to tap on this one and then you'll be able to copy it, put it into email. So this way you don't have to keep going back and forth and stuff like that. It's really nice that you can grab and extract text, not only from an image in your gallery, but also from the camera itself. Feature number 5 is a fun one. This is where you're able to create your own custom stickers. So this right here is a original image, just a picture of Elliot, but I was able to create another one, put him inside of his own picture. It's actually pretty funny. So again, if you wanted to go through this one, all you'd have to do is just find a picture that you want to add something to. So once you find that picture, you hit on the edit button. Now, once you hit on edit, now you want to go to smiley face. And once you go to the smiley face, you go to stickers. Now, a brand new thing that was added in even after the Samsung One UI 5.0 with Android 13 update is this little gallery button. So through the gallery here, you can choose and create your own sticker. So I'm going to grab one from a very, very long time ago. I'm going to do the snap to shape so it can create a really good picture of me. It's going to snap it so I wouldn't have to try to go along the lines very, very closely. You can see that it's pretty much perfect. I'm going to hit on next. I'm going to keep the background clean, so this way it's going to look perfect. I'm going to open up and kind of get me a little bit bigger. I'm going to put myself right up over here, basically just kind of invading this photo. And when you hit on save, you can actually save it as a copy so you don't ruin the original photo. But here we go, a custom sticker. Feature number 6, we're going to stay inside of the gallery here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a way that you're able to create attention by circling something on an image, but making sure that it is done clean. So when you take a look at a picture and you go to this edit button, I'm going to go over into the smiley face, and within the smiley face, this is where you have draw. So maybe I wanted to highlight a particular gift card or whatever that I want someone to get maybe for Christmas. You can see that my circle isn't really the best circle ever. My square also isn't really that great. Maybe you want to clean it up. What you want to do is press and hold and just keep your finger there, and it's going to refine that line for you. So you can see that mine wasn't perfect, and then now it made it, a perfect line. So there's that square. If I hit back, that was my original drawing. You can see how ugly it was. Again, here's those refined lines. If I go back, you can see how ugly mine is with the little squiggly. So yes, if you are going through and you want to draw on the screen and you want it to be a better presentation, you'd be able to, again, just do a press and hold on the screen. It's able to refine those lines for you. Feature number 7, we're going to take a look at the security page, because the security page has been updated with Samsung One UI 5.0 with Android 13. They refined it, put everything into one page. The very top is very easy to take a look at, read, see what you have or you don't have. Maybe you don't have a lock screen. This will have a little exclamation point. This exclamation point is just letting me know that my device protection is currently turned off. I can turn it on if I wanted to. You can take a look at your accounts, make sure that your accounts are all set up correctly. The Google account security is turned on. Your lock screen, so I do have the screen lock on. I can go inside of my fingerprint settings just from here. You can make sure that your Find My Mobile is turned on. This is very important. This is why you want to have a Samsung account set up. So this way, if you lose your phone, you can go to findmymobile.samsung.com. You'd be able to log on in. You can remotely unlock your device if you need to unlock it. If you're somewhere, away from your phone, it'll send its last location when it gets down to a certain battery percentage, and you can also find your phone offline. So basically, if you don't have Find My Mobile turned on, you do want to make sure you turn that thing on. And then down here, everything is in one spot. It used to be spread out in like 2 or 3 different menus, but here's your biometrics, your Samsung Pass, secure folder, which is a big one, secure Wi-Fi, private share, Samsung blockchain key store, and also some other security settings as well. So when it comes down to the secure folder, I like secure folder, especially around the holiday season, which we're coming up into, because this way I can take pictures of presents, have them stored inside of my secure folder. So this way, anybody who grabs my phone, they don't see what I might be buying as presents for them. So yeah, the security page has been updated, very, very streamlined. Feature number 8, there is 2 of them that I'm going to merge together inside of this one. So we're going to go inside of the photo, and what you're able to do is when you used to go into the more settings where there was more modes you could use, and maybe you even selected one of them that you wanted to use. What it used to happen is when you go on back and you try to go back a page, it would take you back into the more modes. But now when you go back, it's going to take you right back to photo. So maybe something is happening where you go inside of more and maybe you want to do a hyperlapse of something or a director's view of something, or go inside of the food mode. Now, once you get done, maybe there's another thing you want to take a picture of, and instead of you having to swipe back and then go back again, go back into photo, when you hit the back button once, it takes you directly to photo from any of those more modes. And then nextly will be inside of the Pro settings. It's going to be talking about the histogram. So histogram is also new. You can expand it open, but what you kind of want it to look like is this image right here, where there is no highlighted area at the edge. So each side of these is letting you know if it's too bright or too dark. So if you're taking a look at the histogram, and you can see that at one point where it got super, super bright, it was because it was all the way to the edge. So the best rule of thumb is when you take a picture, you want to have a little bit of space on the left and the right, that is not being taken up by those yellow lines. So if I was to get it really, really dark, it's going to be on the left-hand side. If I get it really, really bright, then it's going to be way over here. So again, this is just inside of Pro mode. If you're already inside of Pro, you might already know what histogram is. I'm not going to go in depth of it, but the main thing is making sure everything is towards the center of the entire rectangle, because if you're all the way too far left or all the way too far right, you're too dark or too light. And if you're only in one area, again, it's not going to be a balanced shot. So you want to have it kind of flowing through the whole rectangle without touching the edges. Feature number 9 is talking about how you're able to view particular albums inside of your gallery. Now, when you update your Samsung Galaxy device to Samsung One UI 5.0, you might be noticing that View All button, and there's only some of your albums that's being shown. So this was something that I didn't know I was able to really change. I'm used to actually just seeing all of my albums in one page, which again, you can view it all by hitting View All and expanding, but maybe that's one additional, button that you don't want to press. So how you're able to turn off this View All is you want to go inside of your menu, and then you go to Settings, and it's right here. Underneath the category of albums, you have Select Albums to Show, and you just want to turn that one off because you don't want to have them selecting albums to show. Maybe you just want to view all of them from the very get-go. Feature number 10 is one that has been streamlined and very, very simple. They dumbed it down, and it's a way to auto-optimize your phone. So what you want to do is you want to scroll down, head inside of your battery and device care. Now, once inside of battery and device care, it used to be on the very top for more settings or advanced settings. But inside of device care, you can see it right here, auto optimization. And you also used to be able to select the time that you were able to get this done. A lot of people selected 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. So what Samsung did is they streamlined it, put it inside of your device care. It's one button, toggle on, toggle off, and it's able to restart your phone when needed. So it's going to optimize your device itself. So really, it's going to include closing background apps and cleaning memory, and it's going to reset itself at a time you're not using it. And I think that time that they normally use is still going to be at that default 3 a.m. time. Feature number 11 is talking about the types of notifications you get, talking about the little pop-ups, talking about the little badges, talking about that notification on the lock screen. You're able to go through and you can actually customize them. Now this one will take a little bit of time, but all you want to do is go inside of your settings and then hit on notifications. Now through here, you want to go to the app notifications so you can take a look at all of the apps that you have, and then through here you can change how you want them to be viewed on your phone. So maybe let's say that we go inside of Discord. So for Discord, there's two options that you have. So you can have the lock screen and you also have a badge. So maybe you don't really care to see it on your lock screen. You can actually just turn it off. So now the only notification you'll get is through that little badge icon. Now, let's say that we scroll on down again. Let's take a look at Facebook. Now, if we were to turn this one on, you have three different options. So through here, you can allow it to be viewed on the lock screen. You have the badge as well as pop-up. So maybe you don't really care about the pop-up. Maybe you just want to get, if you get a notification, you can see it on lock screen as well as a badge. Or you can do what I did, and if you wanted everything to be turned off, you can also just simply turn off the notifications. And then more than likely, all you'd be doing is it's an application that you know for a fact you're going to get notified quite a bit, and you just open up Facebook and then all your notifications are sitting there. At any time that somebody likes a comment or likes your image or whatever that case, I don't need those notifications. You can just open up the application itself because maybe it's one that you use most often. Feature number 12 is talking about the vibrations and ringtones and sounds and things like that, and they actually kind of meshed everything together. So here you can see, the system vibration. So through here, you can turn on and off if you want vibration feedback with touch interactions, dialing keypad, Samsung keyboard, charging. Here is the system vibration intensity. So as you're touching things, how much vibration do you really want to have? Same thing here too. When you go inside of vibration intensity, you can go through and you can select it for the system, which we just got done looking at. Here's your notifications. So if you get a notification, how intense do you want that vibration to be? Same thing with the call. You can really kind of put it wherever you want it to be. That's one area that kind of puts it all in one spot. Let's say that you just take a look at ringtone. Through ringtone, here is your ringtone volume. So I have mine all the way down to vibrate. And when you select one of these ones, you're able to see and feel whatever the vibrate is. And then the cool thing here is that you can have it vibrate while ringing or not ringing. And then when you tap it, here's that intensity again. So they really kind of meshed every single thing in each of the different, screens. They kind of put it all together. So this way, when you tap on any of these things here, you can see the notification sound type and then the vibration intensity as well. So it's pretty cool that it used to be where they were completely separated, but now they kind of put them all together. So here's that main screen that I showed before. There was 4 ways you could change the intensity of 4 different things. And then for each individual one, when you select them, you can see how much the intensity is again. So it's pretty cool that they kind of brought everything together, fully customizing all the different vibrations that your phone is able to do. Feature number 13 is talking about the styles and wallpapers and the color palette, things like that. Now through the wallpaper and style, let's say that you go to color palette, you can take a look at the wallpaper colors, and there's a bunch of different options you have. So this is giving me 12 different color options, based off of the wallpaper that I'm using. Or you can use basic colors. So there's two-toned ones, then you have the individual ones. When you select it, you can see what it looks like on the very top. Also through here, you can browse the wallpapers. And yes, through here, you're able to make your own dynamic lock screen, meaning if you go inside of your recent photos or your camera or screenshots, you can actually select up to your 12 or 15 images to cycle through on your lock screen. So you can create your own. There's also some graphical ones, and they're pretty cool. So you can see what it looks like with the lock screen and the home screen. So if you wanted to look, pretty cool, here's all these different colors you're able to choose. And then they also integrated the wallpaper services down here. So wallpaper services, I was always using that dynamic lock screen so I can see a different image every time I went to my lock screen. Currently, I haven't set it up on a video, but it's pretty cool. Again, you can customize your lock screen if you want to have multiple images that will be popping up at once, all your graphics, and then your wallpaper services. And it's all kind of in this screen here of wallpapers and styles. And again, the color palette, which a lot of people like to use. So I just have mine set up on this one over here, which is this blue and purple option, which for me looks pretty good. Feature number 14, we'll talk about the updated digital well-being. So inside of digital well-being, and this one is one that I use all the time. I do like it. Once you set it up, it's kind of already set up. This is where you can see what you've used for how long. You can set a screen goal time if you want to. And I have a lot of app timers. I like to, kind of bring myself down from having to use my phone so much. So I have timers set up on all of these ones too. And then you can take a look. You can even change it right here. So if I need this one to go back down to 40 minutes, I can bring it back down to 40 minutes. So this way it's going to turn off the application the moment I reach 40. And let's say that you wanted to see, what it looks like, even from the recent apps. So let's say that I was using Twitter. Right from here, I can actually even change that number. So over here, when I swipe over, with all of those recently used applications, here's this option right here. It just says I have 15 minutes left today. I can tap it. It's going to let me know about this timer. I can even change the timer if I wanted to. And this is kind of what digital well-being used to look like with this page here, but it just looks a little bit better when it's all in this one page. You have this driving monitor sitting right there, the volume monitor, parental controls, and you also have other things too that was also a part of digital well-being as its own little tabs, which was focus mode and bedtime mode, but they kind of moved them to a different spot as they were used less often than these options here. So if you've not set up digital well-being, I would highly recommend at least putting in maybe an hour for each of those main applications you use, and then to kind of get a little bit more healthier, you can bring them down, down, and down. So this way you're spending less and less time on all of these apps. Now for the very last feature, which is feature number 15, I saved this one for last because this one is a pretty small update, but it is new on Android 13 with Samsung One UI 5.0. Now, when you take a look at this edge panel right here, these are my tools. It gives me the name of the tool underneath it, but what it used to be with your apps page is that the apps did not let you know the name of the application. So they kind of assumed you knew exactly what they were, but if you go inside of the edit button, and then inside of the top right-hand side, you can show app name. So now when you take a look at this one, you can see what the app names were. And if you don't have your Edge panel set up over here, you can actually set up the settings when you open up Edge panel. And through the settings, you just go through all the different panels. We're talking about this one right here, which is called apps. Now through apps, you just go to edit. You can add in whatever applications you want on this side. If you want keep notes to kind of be on this side as well, you can add in your keep notes. It's going to make it look a little bit different. But up here on the top right-hand side is where you have the option for the show names right here. And so this way, if you want to see what the name was and then show recent apps, maybe you don't want to have the recent apps because they're already recent anyways. You just want to have applications that you use all the time. You'd be able to place them right up over here. So let's say maybe I wanted to put this one over here. Now we got that one sitting there. And so now what's going to happen is when I open up my apps edge, I'm not going to see those recents, but there are my pinned applications with their names. So this way I'd be, easily able to distinguish what they are. But I hope you guys have appreciated this video. This is the top 15 brand new features as a part of Samsung One UI 5.0 with Android 13. If you guys appreciated this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.